Hi guys, we're going to be factorising non-monics. Lots of students find this difficult, but you won't, so let's crack on and get this job done. Example 1, factorise 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Right, first of all, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Because it's 2x squared, we're going to put our double brackets as 2x times 2x. Now you're thinking, yeah, but 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared, not 2x squared. And you're quite right in your thinking. So to get from 4x squared to 2x squared, we divide by 2. Now, let's go back to the quadratic. We multiply the number in front of the x squared by the number on the end. So we multiply 2 times positive 3, and that gives us 6. And the reason we do that is as follows. Watch carefully. We then ask ourselves the following question. Which two numbers multiplied together give me positive 6, and when added together give me positive 5? Think about it, folks. Which two numbers multiplied give me positive 6, and when we add those two numbers give positive 5 or plus 5? And plus 3 and plus 2 is the answer to that question. Now, we have a look at the numerator there. We look at the 2x plus 2, i.e. the second bracket. We can see that we can factorise that bracket. We can take a factor of 2 out of the bracket. We can write it as 2 brackets x plus 1. Now we put the rest of the expression back in, the 2x plus 3 all over 2. And now in that fraction, those 2's cancel out. And when those 2's cancel out, that's what we're left with, and that's our final answer. 2x plus 3 times by x plus 1. Now that might have seemed a strange method. You can rewind it and watch it again. I'm going to repeat it for example 2. So here's a quadratic. Remember what we did? We looked at the 3x squared, or the x squared term, so it's 3x squared, and we put that 3x in both brackets. But you know that 3x times 3x will give me 9x squared, so we've only got 3x squared, so we divide by 3. Because that 9x squared divided by 3 will give me 3x squared. We go back to the quadratic. We look at the number of x squared, the 3, and we look at the number on the end, the negative 4. And we multiply those two together to get negative 12. We move the negative 4 to one side. We don't need that just at the minute. And we ask ourselves the question, which two numbers multiplied give me negative 12 and added give me negative 4? Multiplied to give me negative 12, added to give me negative 4, 2 and negative 6. Now, if we look at that second bracket again, it can factorise. We can take a 3 out of the bracket. We can write it as 3 brackets x minus 2. Put the rest of the expression in, and what do we see? We see that the 3's cancel. And when the 3's cancel, we're left with 3x plus 2 brackets x minus 2. Here's example 3. Hope it's becoming a little bit more familiar to you. We look at the x squared term and it's 5x squared. So we put 5x and 5x in the bracket. 5x times 5x gives me 25x squared. So I have to divide by 5. There it is. We then look at the quadratic. We multiply the x squared term by the 6, and that'll give us plus 30. And then we ask ourselves a question, which two numbers multiplied together give me 30, and when added together give me negative 11. In order to multiply to give me positive 30 and negative 11 when we add them, to get positive 30, the two numbers must either be both positive or both negative. They can't be both positive because when I add them together, they've got to give me negative 11. So we're looking for two negative numbers, and when we think about it, negative 6 times negative 5 is positive 30, and negative 6 plus negative 5 is negative 11. Once again, we look at that second bracket. We can write it as 5, lots of x subtract 1. Put the rest of the expression in, and we can see that the 5's cancel. And when the 5's cancel, that's what we're left with. That's our final answer. Keep watching because example 4 is a little bit different. You need to have a look at it. So here in example 4, we look at the 6x at the front, and therefore our two brackets must be 6x and 6x. When we multiply that together, we'll get 36x squared. We only want 6x squared, so we divide by 6. We look back at the quadratic, we multiply the number of x squared, which is 6, by the number on the end, positive 6, so that'll give us positive 36. We then ask ourselves a question, which two numbers multiply, give me positive 36, and when added, give me negative 13. Once again, we're looking for two negative numbers. Negative numbers because to add them together, they give me negative 13, but when multiplied, give me a positive 36. And the answer to that question is negative 9, subtract 9 and subtract 4. Now, if you look at the second bracket, as we've always been doing in our previous 3 examples, we can write that as 2 brackets 3x minus 2. However, if we also look at the first bracket, we can factorize that because we can see that 3 will divide into 6x and 9. So we can rewrite that first bracket as 3 brackets 2x minus 3. And don't forget the 6 in the denominator. Now, if we look at that numerator, that 3 times 2 we can put together at the front as 6. And it's 6 lots of 2x minus 3, 3x minus 2, all divided by 6. The 6's cancel, and our final answer is 2x subtract 3, 3x minus 2. And if you've understood that, well done, you've got the job done.